You're watching Wade's Word of the Day, 8 p.m. every night, Monday through Friday. Yeah, come on, get a word. You'll be blessed by it. Make sure that you tag Ted and text somebody. Tell them to come on into the room. I'm your host, Pastor R.D. Wade. That's what they call me, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, here we go. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Somebody say hello, feel this talk. You know how we do it in this space. We try to get our healing. Hey, it's Wade's Word of the Day. 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 Wade's Word of the Day.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's Wade's Word of the Day. Yes, Wade's Word of the Day. Come on in the room. Let's talk. It's Mother's Day. Yeah, I hope everyone has had a wonderful and marvelous Mother's Day. We see you, Gladys Douglas. Thank you for coming in the room. Come on, everybody, text tag and tell somebody. Tell them to come on in. It's the remix. Audrey Barnsley, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, you was watching Marvin Gaye on CNN. Okay. Got to check that out. Nina Holmes, what's going on? Happy Mother's Day. Demeter Clark, what's going on? Pearl, what's going on tonight? Everybody, come on into space. Come on into space. I want to hear about your Mother's Day. Hey, you know, how you been doing? How you feeling? All of that good stuff. Yeah, come on into space tonight. Man, if you missed Sundays with LHBC this morning, we had a high time. But y'all know why we come into the space. We come into the space every night, not to tear down, but to lift up, to encourage, to speak to those things that speak to us. All of those things. Denise Patterson, what's going on? Thank you for coming into the space. Shakira and Judy have made their way into the space as well. Come on, everybody, tag, text, and tell somebody. We ain't going to be here long, about 15 minutes. Hang out with your boy for about 15 minutes tonight. We're a little late, so I'm going to reclaim some of your time. Yeah. Come on into the space tonight. Hang out with us. So listen, yeah, we speak to all of those things that really matter to us in every capacity and every way. We tell our negative self-talk, nope, we're not buying into negativity. We're buying into positivity. We tell our haters, you can put that where? Back there. And certainly we tell fear, we're not going to operate in fear. We're going to operate in faith. So that's what we do in this space every night. Janine Harris, what's going on? Good to see you tonight. So yeah. So I don't know about you, but this has just kind of been an amazing week on multiple levels. On multiple levels. It's been an amazing week of Mother's Day. I think that we celebrated the mothers the way that mothers should be celebrated. I think we remembered mothers the way that those who have gone on to be with the Lord should be remembered. I think that we brought balance in such a way. And I was telling my production team, normally we meet every Sunday. After Sundays with LHBC, we kind of meet to go over what we can be doing, what we can be, how we're going to be preparing for the next couple of months. So we meet every Sunday. We take about an hour and a half after we get off the air and we chop it up, talk through all types of things. But man, I got to give big ups to the team because this year, in terms of us finding that mojo, it has just been, at 10 plus. I mean, everybody is on the same page. Everybody is thinking about the same things. And I keep on saying it. I don't know if it could get higher, but I think that this has been the best Mother's Day in terms of presentation that we have ever had. I said last month it was probably the best anniversary that we've ever had. And now this month in terms of presentation and participation. And we've had some high moments. But I must say that this week of celebrating folk have been phenomenal. Just just in terms of trying to figure out and being creative and how we can reach one another. I even jumped in my car on yesterday and knocked on some doors, rang some doorbells, uh, and it was just amazing. It was just amazing. Uh, and what was crazy, you know, oftentimes when you're doing certain things, especially in my city, you'll be amazed. Folk always got cameras following them. Always got cameras following them. You know, any little thing they do, you know, they got a camera. You know, when they hand something, they got a camera there, and they want people to see what they're doing. But it was just amazing to me that we didn't have to have a camera following us. But when we reached out to folks in different ways and different capacities, you all brought the attention that was needed. And I just thought that was amazing that we literally, if you all didn't say that we did such and such and such, no one would ever know, because we didn't have any plans of saying we delivered this or we gave this out or you know, but it was just wonderful because it was organic. It just happened because we're a firm believer that what uh, comes from the heart reaches the heart. And so, just being in community with the LHBC family, with the Ways Word of the Day family, is just kind of blowing my mind in this season because it's incredible. It's incredible. And so, you know, you always saying, hey, we're blessing the mothers, but hey, you mothers blessed us, because the things that we wanted to happen just organically, they really happen. And the stories of folks celebrating their mothers, you know, culminating with today's presentation of Sister Verlin talking about how she lost her mother uh, at a young age, but only to be raised by her aunt who became her mother. It was just phenomenal to see her sons pop in and say, hey, you know, Mom, I know I didn't always do what I was supposed to be doing, but you've always been there for us. Just amazing. And so I just really felt like there was balance, you know, in those stories and all of that type of stuff. And it really spoke to the message that I shared on today about straightening your crown. You know, I spent some time this morning talking about Moses' mother and what she did to protect her son. In spite of the decree of Pharaoh to kill her son, she put her life before her son. Yeah, and that's what mothers do. And that's why we celebrate you. And that's why we're thankful for you, because mother, you do something crazy, you act up, you end up behind them bars. Mama ain't studying what nobody talking about. Mama is going to come down and see about her child. Mama gonna say that ain't my child, you know, because that's what mamas do. And we saw that evident, you know, through the scripture this morning of this woman who loves her child, that she is willing to sacrifice her own life that her child might live. And that's just a beautiful and wonderful and marvelous thing. And that's why we said, just like Moses' mom did, that's why we said you ought to straighten up your crown, because Moses' mom's life was not pleasant, was not wonderful. Matter of fact, it says that the Pharaoh looked at the growth of that population and he wanted to stunt that growth. This is why he sets forth the decree. So Moses' mother is growing up in turbulent times, even though her lineage, her her forefather Joseph had created a space and a place for them to thrive. there came this Pharaoh who wanted to tear it all down. Audrey, we love you being a part of what we have going on as well. We appreciate you. We really do. So her life was not smooth. It was not uh, always sunny skies. But she was able, in the midst of what she had going on, she was able to straighten up her crown. And that's all we wanted to encourage the ladies. We wanted to encourage the mothers this morning to do that. Yeah, to straighten your crown because you're a queen. Yeah, that you are blessed and highly favored. And though obstacles may come, and though there may be situations and circumstances, just like Moses' mother did, protect your child, your children, the best way you know how. And we said that's not always physically, but it's with you protect your child by giving them love, giving them understanding, by having some patience with them. You protect your child even by correcting them. But most of all, you protect them by loving them. And that's what Moses' mother did. She protected her child. And then she did what she had to do. She did what she had to do to make sure that they were straight. And I see mothers doing that every day, doing what you have to do to make sure that the people around you are straight. And it doesn't matter if you're in a single context. Listen, there's nothing to be ashamed about the fact that you are a single mother raising your child. Just do what you have to do to make sure that the people around you are straight, that your children around you are straight. This is what Moses' mother does. She did all that she could do with what she had. And we described it this morning. I don't want to go into great detail, but in a nutshell, she found what she could and she used what she had to provide structure and strength and stability for her child. And I know some people won't understand why you do what you do and how you do what you do. But listen, that means sometimes that government cheese, there was a time in my life when that's what my mom had for us. We had grilled cheese upon grilled cheese upon grilled cheese. But I thank God that she did what she could, use what she had to make sure that we were straight. So buying groceries by SNAP, with SNAP isn't shameful. You are providing for your child. Matter of fact, all of that becomes your testimony of how God has brought you over, how he has made a way out of no way. Can I tell you, yeah, you can straighten up your crown because you remember, don't give up, don't quit, don't walk away before your miracle shows up. And can I pivot even in this morning? I need you all to be praying for Brother Ray and be praying for us collectively because things happen in our lives, situations happen in our lives. But just like Moses' mother, she was determined to use what she had to bless her son, those who were around her. And you and I should be committed to doing the same. So the Bible says that she kept her son out of harm's way for 3 months, using what she had. Yeah. Yeah, she took her mess and she turned it into a miracle. Yeah, her situation may have looked bleak, but it turned into a blessing. Yeah, her situation was critical, but at the end of the day, she knew the one who could speak to her situation and speak to her circumstances and make them new. So that's why I'm telling you tonight, ladies, straighten your crown. Can I get anybody in the room tonight to celebrate one another? Those of you who are in this space, yeah, give your Yeah, sister, a virtual high five and just tell them, take your finger and say, straighten your crown because you're a queen. And there was a blessing with your name on it. Now, with all that said, that doesn't mean that you won't have any fears. Yeah, because there's two types of fears, apprehension and regret. Yeah, apprehension is anytime you look at something that you become responsible for, you begin to ask yourself, do I have what it takes to do what I need to do? Now, in this moment, I ain't just talking about the ladies, but that's all of us. Anytime we're pressed to do what God has called us to do, there is going to be a crisis of your faith. Because oftentimes we think because we connect with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords that everything is going to be smooth sailing. But can I suggest to you tonight, there are tests that come to see if God can trust you. Do you have a willingness to step out to find out? Do you have a willingness to let go and let God? Do you have a willingness to trust God even in the darkest days of your life? And I know for some of us and for all of us that can be fearful. I know for some of us that can be a challenge, but here is the reality. Everything that God calls you into requires a faith journey. And faith, is stepping out on nothing and believing that God will present stability. Yeah, faith requires you to step out to find out. Faith does not mean that you won't have any problems, that you won't have any issues, that you won't have any circumstances. But faith says, in spite of all of those things, I believe God. Am I talking to somebody tonight? Is anybody picking up what I'm putting down? This is what Moses, mother does. She has some apprehension. She has some questions. Can I do what I need to do in this moment? But she believes God. And if you can just believe God tonight, you can straighten your crown. If you can, just believe God tonight, you can straighten your crown. Is anybody picking up what I'm putting down? You understand? Number two is regret. Most of the time, regret. Can I tell you tonight, stop regretting your regrets. You can't get that. You can't go back to that. All you can do is pick up from where you are and press forward. But too often we spend our lives regretting our regrets, talking about what we coulda, shoulda, woulda did, but you can't get that back. All you can do is make a course correction from where you are today. Yeah, you can straighten your crown when you begin to understand, man, I'm not going to regret my regrets. I did the best that I could with what I had. And if it wasn't good enough for some folk and it wasn't good enough for other folks, hey, it is what it is, but you cannot regret your regrets. Because 2 Peter 1:3 says that God has given us everything that we need to do what it is that we need to do. So ladies, fellas, don't regret your regrets. Stop talking about in hindsight, I wish I would have did this and I wish I would have did that. And if I had done this and if I had done that. No, don't live your life with regrets. Get up from where you are. This is, what Moses' mother did. This is why she could straighten her crown. And this is why you can straighten your crown too. Because fear sometimes comes with the deal. It comes with the process, but you got to push beyond your fears and you got to push into faith. Yeah, somebody ought to say, I know that's right. Yeah, you got to push into faith. You got to trust that God will make a way out of no way. And that brings me to another thing that I talked about. You got to trust God through it all. You got to trust God with all of your heart. Ladies, mothers, it's Mother's Day. You got to expect that God is going to take care of the people that you love, that the people that you care about, that God is in fact going to take care of them. And here's the reality. It's a win-win situation for those of us who believe. It's a win-win situation on this side. And if I don't get everything I need on this side, I'll get it on the other side. It's a win-win situation. You have to trust God with all of your heart. Here it is. She takes her child. She throws him into troubling waters full of crocodiles and all of those particular things. But she trusts God to take care of her child. And this is why I tell everybody, hey, you got to work as if everything depends on you, but then you got to pray as if everything depends on God. This is why I tell all the young preachers, when you go, when you're talking about preaching and coming into ministry, you got to study as if there is no spirit, but when you preach, you got to preach as if the spirit is the only thing that matters. Yeah. You got to trust God with all of your heart. Moses' mother knew that, God had laid his hands on her child, and so she trusted God to take care of him. She knew that God was orchestrating some things, that the reason that she was in the situation that she was in is because God was up to something. And can I tell you tonight, sometimes when we look with our natural eyes, it don't look like God is in any of that. Sometimes people will ridicule you. People will talk about you. They will convince you to move from your blessed place because they can't recognize God. But you have to know that the moment in the space and that God is orchestrating circumstances and situations, and he is setting you up to get you to your blessed place. When she puts him in the water, she's thinking about her child, but she also understands that God is able. Yeah, that God is able. And can I tell you, her miracle showed up on that day. Her child did not die in those troubling waters, but God had set up a situation similar to what he did with Abraham when he took his child up there. And then the Bible says the Spirit told him, stay his hand. He looks over in the thicket and he finds his miracle. He dared to do what God called him to do. He dared to let go, to let God, and he found his miracle. Yeah, that's what Moses' mama found on that day. She dared to trust God with all of her heart. And old folk used to say something like this: you can't lose for what God is using. Yeah, you can't lose. I know with your natural eyes, it looks like everything is falling apart, but you got to look beyond your natural eyes and understand that God is setting you up for a greater testimony. That when you begin to look back over your life, you can say, man, I may have been at my lowest moment, but look at how God picked me up, turned me around, placed my feet on a higher ground. He doesn't put you back in the same place. He puts you higher. Yeah, ladies, straighten your crown tonight because you're a queen. And there's a blessing with your name on it. Somebody ought to say, I know. I know that's right. Yeah, I know that's right. And then finally, I just want to encourage you, reclaim your story. Yeah, reclaim your story. I was just watching a movie of a lady who wanted to see her child be educated. And the very people who should have been there to support her, these were the very people who were trying to block her and stop her from moving into her blessed place. But she dared to reclaim her story, just like the Samaritan woman who dared to reclaim her story. And that's the good news about straightening your crown. See, when you straighten your crown, you recognize that you do have a story to tell, and can't nobody tell your story like you can tell your story. So I encourage you tonight to reclaim your testimony, queen. Reclaim how others label or judge your story, queen. Yeah, straighten your crown. And that ain't just for the women tonight, because it's the remix. That's for the brothers too. Yeah, because you got a crown too, a king's crown. And I need you tonight to straighten your crown. Reclaim, what people might say and what people might think and what people might say as it relates to you, brother, and how they judge your story. Because here is the reality. When the Samaritan woman went into the town and she told her story, she found a man who had told her all about herself, and she began to walk in her truth. That truth changed a whole city, changed a whole town, encouraged them to come out and see what she had found. Because there is power in your testimony, queen. Yeah, there is power tonight in your testimony, king. So I need everybody in the room straighten your crown, whether it's the king's crown or whether it's the queen's crown, straighten your crown, because there's power in your testimony, and can't nobody tell your story like you can tell your story. Yeah, you may have started out at the bottom, but like the Jeffersons, you on your way to the top. Yeah. Queen, straighten your crown. King, straighten your crown, because can't nobody do you like Jesus. Yes, you may have started off with a low-paying job, but here is your testimony. Your bills still get paid. Yeah. You may have had to catch the bus, but here is the reality, your testimony. You still getting where you need to go. Yeah. People may have ostracized you and talked about you, but your testimony is you survived. You are still here, and God still has his hand on you. Can I tell you tonight, queen, straighten your crown. King, straighten your crown. Because God has a blessing with your name on it. Yeah, that's the remix tonight. I thank you all for popping in. If this word has added value to your life, if this word has added value to your life, make sure that you text, tag, and tell somebody. Help your boy out as we do what we need to do. That's right. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. That's right, Pearl. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. So I need you to make sure you reach out, tell somebody, invite them into the space. We're here every night, Monday through Friday, and the remix on Sunday. Yeah, 8 p.m. Man, I love y'all so much. Hey, if this week has been wonderful to you, encourage the team and encourage the production team. Just take your finger tonight and just simply type in, if you don't mind, say I was encouraged. Say I was blessed. Say I was grateful. Yeah, whatever is on your heart in this moment. But hey, I forgot to pull up a song, so maybe I'll just play this one. Here we go. Happy Mother's Day from LHBC. Wishing you all the best. Straight.
Hey!
Your crown.
Let's go celebrate Mother's Day. To let the mothers know you gotta go and appreciate what you do. Celebrate Mother's Day. So straight your crown. Straight your crown. Straight your crown. Straight your crown. Celebrating Mother's Day. 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 Day. Straighten
Yeah, yeah, celebrating Mother's Day. Straighten your crown. I'm out of here. Yeah, if you want to connect in ministry with us, there's various ways that you can do it. If you want to partner with us, $ LHBC 131, $5, $10. Hey, we appreciate everything that you all do. We're out of here tonight. Ladies, mothers, enjoy the rest of your day. We appreciate you so much. Straighten your crown. Everybody be blessed tonight. I'm out of here. I got to go. Yeah. Peace, everybody. Yeah, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Deuces.